Next, we look at a unique reading program that has had remarkable results in one Florida community. Special correspondent John Talenko of Learning Matters reports from Vero Beach.
This is a story about parents making a difference. How a mother's experience united an entire community and transformed the way children learn in school. It starts 10 years ago here in Vero Beach, Florida, when Liz Woody's son Mason was in 3rd grade and hadn't learned to read.
Looking at a book, I always used to pretend I could read it. Walking into a classroom, I knew that I'd probably eventually be called on. I was really nervous and scared. I just felt totally lost.
He tried to keep his dyslexia hidden, but on the inside, Mason was coming apart.
He became very anxious, very depressed. You're desperate as a parent when you're in that situation, and you're afraid. I mean, it is pure fear. My job was to help him, and I had no idea how to help him.
Help would come, but it wouldn't be easy. As it happened, Liz had heard about a school called Odyssey that promised to reach students with dyslexia through their physical senses. It didn't matter that it was in Baltimore. She moved the family.
It was great. First year, total change. The teachers helped me a lot. They understood how I learned or how I needed to be taught. Very hands-on, very kinesthetic. But it changed my life for the better, and I thank Odyssey every day for that.
That was a long haul.
His mother was grateful too, but knew there were many other families still struggling just as they had, with no help in sight.
Why are we keeping that locked up in these schools that have had to learn how to reach the hardest to teach? They've had to develop methods and use programs. They've had to invest in their teachers and training them. Why are we keeping it there?
To learn the techniques herself, she earned a master's in learning disabilities and returned to Vero Beach. There she met Barbara Hammond, a management consultant, whose son at the time was struggling in kindergarten.
The teacher said, he's not paying attention. He's not doing what I ask. And when I tried to explore what she meant by that, she couldn't answer it. When I would talk to Liz about it, Liz actually could start pulling it apart. Liz is there talking to me, and we sort of looked at each other and said, we need to start something. No mom should have to leave. We want to bring affordable tutoring to kids who are struggling.
In Vero Beach, where 13 elementary schools serve a diverse population, they had in mind helping the roughly 10% of students diagnosed with a learning disability. And to pay for tutoring, they approached a local philanthropist with a keen interest in education, Ray Oglethorpe, the former president of AOL.
Do you remember when they first came to you?
Yes, I do. I remember it very well because it's cost me a lot of money.
But at the start, Oglethorpe pushed the mothers to think bigger. That was in 2009, when a national test showed 2/3 of 4th graders in Florida and elsewhere were reading below grade level.
People couldn't believe the statistic. They thought we were making it up. The sad part is if you can't read by the end of the 3rd grade, you only have a 1 in 7 chance of ever catching up. Boy, that's a lot of kids that are falling through the cracks that we've got to turn this situation around.
That kind of knocked us over, and we said, whoa, wait a minute. This is much bigger than what we thought, and we have to figure out how to solve this problem.
Can you go out and find a trick word?
Instead of tutoring the small number of students furthest behind, they set out to transform reading instruction for all children in Vero Beach.
Arms out straight, and we're going to write it in the air.
Getting kids out of their seats and using all their senses, especially touch and movement, to teach reading. The same approach that had been the breakthrough for Liz Woody's son, Mason.
I remember this one activity we had to do. We had shaving cream, and you'd put it on the table, and you'd mix it around, and you'd have to write a word out. You felt it, you visualized it, and that helped me a lot.
It's faster, better connections in the brain by teaching it in a multisensory, direct way.
Eyes on me.
We met Kim Smith at Highlands Elementary in Vero Beach.
Elbows up. Ready? Tap, dash.
Fingers are tapping each individual sound. You have the most nerve endings in your fingertips besides your lips. We don't need to do anything on our lips, so we use our fingers.
So we tap them together first, they say them, and then they create the word or make the word on their board.
Wendy Wedlake.
And it's much easier as a teacher than for me to pinpoint who is getting it and who isn't. You ready? T-H thumbs.
You said you've been teaching for 14 years. Surely you knew some of this stuff.
I did, but not in this way. Everything that we're doing now was really brand new to me. The glued sounds, the bonus letters, the digraphs. Let's tap.
How did you get through 14 years of teaching without knowing any of this?
I tell you.
Most elementary school teachers take only a few basic courses in reading instruction. Barbara Hammond.
Our universities are not preparing them. The teachers don't know, unless they're special ed and have been very specially trained, why, when a child is not successful in front of them, why it's breaking down.
So you're saying we don't have a reading problem, we have a teaching of reading problem.
Yes, the real question we've been on since the beginning is, what is the gap in knowledge? What do the teachers need to know, and what do they actually know, and how do we fill that gap?
And on the left-hand side,
Their answer? Starting 4 years ago, Liz Woody began offering teachers free, comprehensive workshops on techniques to reach struggling readers, including the multisensory approach.
understand what the child struggles with.
To date, 56 elementary school teachers have completed the months-long training.
Mrs. Rusty, can I show you this?
Like Kim Smith on the left, these master reading coaches, as they're called, have gone back to their schools to share what they've learned with hundreds more.
Breathe in.
And responding to teachers, Liz Woody's training now includes strategies to help children cope when learning to read becomes frustrating.
What we brought in was a program that first teaches the teachers how to control their emotions.
And take our first deep breath in.
That then brings that understanding to the children themselves.
And none of this training has been mandatory.
That's the key thing. The teachers, the master coaches, the school district, they're all volunteering. The principals are volunteering for this stuff. If this stuff didn't work, they wouldn't be doing it.
Okay, let's spell away.
Early results show reading scores have improved by 10%. And to keep up momentum, the district recently adopted a goal that by 2018, 90% of third graders will be reading above the national average. They call it the Moonshot moment, and new donors and supporters are approaching the goal from all different angles.
Now it's up to 41, 50 some community partners who are focusing on getting ready for kindergarten. We have other partners focused on absenteeism, other partners working with on the summer reading blocks. We have physicians, pediatricians helping us getting the kids healthy. It is just wonderful to see all of a sudden this community rallying around this one single issue called the Moonshot moment.
And so, what started as one mother's search for a solution for her son has united a town and just may turn around an entire school system.